chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I promise I will not be distracted the whole entire time. And I am here with the one and only Sharon McNamara.
Hi. I'm like we both jumped towards the microphone.
Because you're like, oh yeah, the intro's over. It's time for us to start talking.
Yes, that's us. And I have Belle here with me today, and she's hanging out with us today with Alfred, and we're really last show of the year, right?
No.
Is it? No?
We have one more next Saturday.
We have one more next Saturday. Maybe you'll do a recap, but I won't be here unless I tune in from someplace else. But good morning, everybody. My name is Sharon McNamara. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. I haven't been here in 3 weeks because we had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then we had our holiday event with our pictures with Ho Ho Ho, and he was fantastic. We're so lucky to be able to schedule time with him every year. He's just a great guy, and we're very fortunate here at Boston Connect Real Estate that we know him personally, that he will do us that favor every year. And then last week, you and Tracy did it for me.
What year?
I wasn't feeling good last week.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't feeling good. Yeah, Friday I was really, really just sick, and then Saturday wasn't feeling it, but I got mustered up the energy to do my holiday, my yearly holiday, which I love. We go into the city, Mark and I, and we stay overnight, and we go to the Pops, and we have a nice dinner somewhere. Did you know how that tradition started? Oh, babe, wait a second. Before I go any further, without further ado, do we have Tim?
Do we have Tim?
Yes.
Hello, Tim.
Good morning. Good morning. I almost said good evening, but good morning.
Good evening. I don't think any of us are on the same page.
Yeah.
No, my godson got married last night, so I'm still in the good evening.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm so excited for him. Yeah. So military, and he just got back from Vietnam, and he's going down to North Carolina. So he's a Marine. And he got married, so congratulations to Bryce and Donna Laterio.
That's that.
That's that.
Yeah, we're on another level today. But yeah. So I did the show with Tracy Grady last Saturday. Tracy is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate with her husband Jim. They make the Grady team, and we sort of always just wing it, but it works somehow.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
I was actually listening because I was actually feeling better. I probably could have done the show, but at that point, you and Tracy already decided to do it. Yeah, you decided to do it, so I was just like, I'm not going to stop that. Because you don't know if you're going to feel better until you wake up.
No, you don't. And I'm glad that you woke up today, even though it was a little late.
Well,
Marley woke you up.
Well, Mark didn't realize I was doing the show, and I usually, honestly, like my body usually has been waking me up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like that perfect amount of sleep or a couple of cocktails last night.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk or anything. I just had a nice couple Aperol spritz. Maybe it just helped me sleep. And I hear Marley barking next to my bed like she wants to get in the bed. And I look at her. I go, it's 7:22.
Oh, my gosh.
So I dashed to the bathroom, and into the shower I went.
Dashing through the shower.
I know. So, yeah, but I'm happy to be here.
Not slipping on the floor.
Oh, good one.
Good one. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
thank
I love doing shows with you, Tim. You really make my day. That like
That's
gave
so
me
silly.
a genuine smile. Yeah.
Oh.
You can think of a whole thing. By the end of the show, if you could have like something for me, that would be great.
Yeah. We need a new theme song in our life.
Shampoo in my hair.
yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's
But
just do this the whole show.
Let's have callers call
Yeah.
in and like everybody give us a line of how that
Yeah.
should go. Okay.
If
That would
you
be
have a
fun.
line for us, and
Yeah.
if you have the title to the song, because we want it to be our own as well. So 781-837-4900, you can call, or if you're a little shy, you can text it too.
Yeah, you can text it and Tim will sing it. That would be perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, text me the lyrics. I'll find the
Okay,
notes
so
for it.
how does
Yeah,
it
we'll
go?
find a note.
Okay, so far each one of us have come up with. So I said,
I said dashing to the shower.
and then what did I say?
Not slipping on the floor.
Yeah.
Shampoo in my hair.
Yeah.
Bum,
What's
bum,
the
bum,
next
bum,
one?
bum. All right, someone has to come up with something.
Oh gosh, we are live again on Facebook, so that's good. We
Yeah,
reconnected that, so
morning.
we're live on Facebook. So be sure to follow Boston Connect Real Estate, Sharon Costa McNamara, and the McNamara Horton Group. We're live on LinkedIn and YouTube and even Instagram. So follow us,
Yeah,
watch us,
here we are.
and you'll see Alfred and Belle.
Yeah, Alfred and Belle are here
Alfred
today.
and Belle. I did post. I'm their personal marketing guru. I did post that they were hosting the show today.
Oh,
So,
good.
but they don't speak, so that's a little hard. So here we are.
So here we are. We're
So
filling
here
in
we
for
are.
them.
And we promise we do talk about real estate on the show. If this is the first time you're listening to us,
Yeah, they're like, who's
sorry.
this? Why? Just
But I
trying to
came up
keep
with
it real.
I came up with a little
List. You have a good list here.
a little. Well, I hope so. It's called Unpacking Misconceptions About Buying a House.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was a little pun.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's punny. I
It
like
was
it.
a punny.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon wanted to talk about some misconceptions, and a lot of the times we get our topics from real life. So was there something that happened that you wanted to sort of address, or was this just something that you thought of at 2 a.m. when you were trying to fall asleep?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I've been going to sleep late and waking up early, but it is. And you're right. Usually the topics come up based on something that is going on in our real estate. And yes, there's been several things, but then it just like made me think like. So one of the things I feel that I'm very, very good at is perspective. I always think about the other side. Like, why would this question be asked of me? Or like if somebody did something, I would sit and I would think, and again, this came with age, by the way, and experience, just in life itself. Like, what was it that happened that made somebody think that, or why did this happen? And then just try to sort of like backtrack to figure out, oh, this might be why, right? So everybody knows that Mary and I have new construction development. So we have Cochise Estates, which is in West Bridgewater, which is a combination of single family homes and duplexes. And then we also have Cushing Trails, which is 40 units, duplexes in Hanson, right off of Spring Street. So we've been very, very busy there. I have to tell you, like, I am not sure if there's any other, are there any other listings on the market that what do we have now? Like 7 reservations. And we have a bunch under agreement. And it's interesting to me because every single person that's coming, well, I'm going to give an example of one of the things that sort of happens. Like, so in new construction, there are different steps. People are picking upgrades. There's, different things. So one of the things is like with pendants over islands. Like our pendants always come with the island. And one of our houses, early on we realized, we didn't put in for the pendants, like that they weren't going to be there. And then it's just trying to figure it out. Oh, this person isn't getting an island. That's what makes sense. But like sort of backtracking, like how that whole process works. That's what I mean about sort of putting the pieces together. And the reason why I like to do that is because you learn from mistakes, whether they're mistakes or miscommunication. You just want to make sure that you're getting it right. And Mel, when you first started working with me, I could sometimes see in your eyes like, oh boy, right? Like it was you with the guy with the postcard.
Oh, yeah.
And you were so upset about it. I wasn't upset about it.
Well, he told me to jump off the Tobin Bridge, so
Yeah.
it was very specific. I mean, let's just put it out there. It was very specific, and it upset me. I mean, I laugh about it now, but I was like, what? I made a mistake on a postcard, and I've never made a mistake ever since, okay? When you make a mistake and someone tells you something very specific to do, you don't make that mistake again.
Oh my God, I almost spit my coffee out right on this microphone. Yeah, well, I forgot that it was that detailed, but
Oh, yeah.
So, Melissa, it was postcards. We had a lot of closings at one time, and we did these postcards that went out, every,
Yeah.
your neighbor sold or whatever. And I think it was like the wrong address or something. And
It
somebody
was something.
actually called and screamed.
Like 3 times. Called, left messages, and was like, I want someone to call me back. And so Sharon said, well, you made the mistake, and rightfully so, you made the mistake, so call him back. So I called him, and he was not happy. I was like,
It wasn't even his house.
It wasn't even his house. It was somebody, and the funny thing is that I sent it to his house so I knew his address. So it's like I knew who he was. So it was just very bizarre. So sometimes people should be grateful that I'm a decent person, and I don't do anything that would require police. So. But he was very specific in what I should do.
I'm so happy you didn't take his comment literally. And you should have said, well, okay, thank you for being so kind. I'm going to call Good Samaritans right now.
I was like,
before I jump off the Tobin Bridge.
Yes, so specific. Like, of all bridges.
All right, so now, listen, this is one of those things where I could definitely snowball. I know our show isn't going to go the way we wanted to today.
It's already sideways. It's fine.
I have a feeling. But, I think, okay, so this is one of those examples where I could say, okay, so he said the Tobin Bridge. He didn't say what's the ones? The Bourne Bridge. All right, so now we know he's a city guy. Right?
Well, yeah, and the house was in Weymouth. But I was like, do you go to Boston every day for work? Like, why? Why?
I don't even understand why he was so upset. Like,
do you work on the Tobin Bridge? Like, do you fix it?
Okay, so now imagine having him as a boss.
No.
Imagine if it was brought to my attention and you just started with me and you came into my office and I was like, so, yeah, you put the wrong address on there. So I think you should jump off the Tobin Bridge.
Yeah, well, what it was is that everything was right except for one, we had 3 paragraphs, and in one of the paragraphs I didn't switch out the town. We were just looking to move to Weymouth, but I think it said Braintree or something or whatever. And he just didn't appreciate it, and I didn't appreciate his call either.
Do we have his number still?
Probably. I think I know I know his name. I remember his name.
You should have requested the Zaken Bridge. It's prettier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Might I switch it to the Zaken Bridge?
Oh my, did you have a bad day?
He clearly had a bad day. He had a bad couple days.
I wonder if he ever regrets that. Do you think he ever regrets that?
No. But I'll always remember his name.
Oh, good. We're looking that up later. We are definitely looking that up later. You know what? Now that we're so over that, right? And you've been with me forever. I say we just send him a bunch of postcards with the wrong address on them.
I think we're going to send him the every single postcard that I've done all year round or ever since then, because that was year 1.
No, we'll put them in a Santa bag.
I'm just going to drop them off.
Here's 8 years of all the flyers I have done. And maybe put a thank you note in there. Thank you for making that phone call because, it made me, slow down a little bit. And I have never made a little typo since then.
I've never made that mistake again.
So, ho, 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 here's a bag of flyers, marketing pieces, postcards. Do you think anybody
And I wish you nothing but the best.
You know what, though? I remember my father always says, you love your enemy, it will kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know what type of fight he was in.
And I loved him by leaving him alone. I'll put that out there.
I'm wondering, does anyone else think that this story is funny other than us?
I don't know. Is
Tim,
anyone out
Tim, are
there?
you getting a giggle out of it? Because like this is bizarro, don't you think?
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it is a little bizarre.
It just
Yeah,
he just was very upset, and maybe he was going through something. Maybe
we should call
maybe
and check on
Braintree
him.
is a sensitive area for him, and he didn't want to be reminded.
How
it
did
could
we
be.
trigger him?
Could be.
I triggered him, and that's okay. I apologized, and but I did not follow through with his request. So here I am.
I remember us coming around the corner and you're crying. I was like, what is so bad about calling a person just to say, hey, I got your message. Just wanted to know we recognize that. I'm sorry. We made a mistake and let's all move on from it.
Yeah. Yeah. He called me some vulgar things and told me to jump off the Tobin Bridge. So I was a little upset. But now I'm not. Now I'm just laughing. Anyways, so what was that misconception we were talking about?
Misconception.
Yeah, why'd you bring that up?
Well, it was just you just try to I don't even know why I brought it up. Maybe it's
This time Melissa did a postcard.
Oh no, but so that's the thing is, we learn from our mistakes is what I'm saying. So that's why a lot of times I'm always backtracking. Like, all right, what caused this person to think
Bringing
this
it full
thing?
circle.
Yeah. What made this person think this thing? And what I was going to say is because that is my mindset and that is truly how my mind works. I feel as if, and I've felt like this way for a while, not for a while, but I think that sometimes people, and I've said it a lot, I am not questioning you. I am simply asking a question. And you, of all people, should know because honestly, in another lifetime, you were definitely a detective. There's no doubt in my mind that's who you are.
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before? Yeah, because we were talking about
how I'm a
people who are
detective?
named. No, we were talking about our names and what other.
Other
Remember
people.
Tim was
Yeah.
Googling everything.
Tim was Googling who we
Yeah, I was
are
finding
in other
your
lives.
alter egos on the line. Yes.
Yeah.
Tim, you know what? I got to talk to you off air because, if you want to make a little side gig, I'm happy to pay you to put all those moments of our silliness together for next week's show. I mean, that'd be fun.
Here's just a recap of nothing
Tim
with
was-
real estate.
Yeah, Tim was going to be a skater boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, skater,
Or a golfer.
golfer, doctor with
Yeah.
my three. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we picked skater boy.
Yeah, skater
They
boy.
probably makes most money out of them all.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, golfers make
yeah.
good
Golf,
money,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, and golf is nice because, there's no yelling and screaming. They all have to soft clap.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
No, I think people, there's this one golfer that gets crazy. What's his
Yeah.
name?
Kenny's on the green right now, waiting to putt,
Oh, there you go.
4 feet from the hole.
Wow.
Can you get it in?
There he is. Yeah, see the soft clap. I love that.
And yes, he got it in. Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. And then he wins $1 million.
No. Wait. Well, that'd be.
What a day.
Yeah. Dash into the shower.
Oh, I wrote down some lyrics. I
Oh,
added.
good.
Okay, let's go. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Melissa, you go first.
No, it's your line.
No.
Oh, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
Dashing to the shower.
Not
Slipping on the floor.
Shampoo in my hair. Go ahead.
Please close the door. How much time is left? Honey, start the car. I have to and be a radio
there.
real estate every Saturday. Tune in to listen, and you don't have to pay.
Oh my
Nice,
gosh.
I love it. Yes, you have to make that for us.
You have to
we're
record that, and
Oh,
that's going to be
jeez.
our intro every
Yeah.
week.
We're
for
gonna have to
next
put,
year.
we're gonna have to put the music behind it. We're gonna give you some time to go in the studio and do that right now.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, that was really good. Good
Oh,
job.
thank you.
Soft
Or we
clap,
can just
soft
play.
clap,
Yeah, we
soft
can
clap.
play that on
soft clap.
repeat.
Oh.
Soft clap.
We'll play that
Oh,
on
thank you.
repeat.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Next
Thank you.
week.
Thank you. You can go back to your coffee. Thank you.
Ah,
That's awesome. Yeah. Welcome people into the new year. That's how we're gonna do it.
yeah.
So we're talking
Stay
about
tuned.
Yeah, we're talking about the misconceptions about buying a house. So if you have any questions for us other than our silliness, but if you just want to say hello because this potentially could be my last show of the year right now, but I
I
don't know.
thought you
maybe
meant like my last show.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
what?
next week maybe I'll tune in. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
I'll call from wherever I am. But I'm going to take some time off. I'd like to take, that last week off between Christmas and New Year's, and it's just a really good time for me to reflect and refresh for the new year. So,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking about my word. We should have just made this show like about whatever we want to talk about.
Well, we always do. So.
Yeah. But I've been coming up with what my word of the year is going to be next year. So, and it is all ours, by the way. So I'm going to refresh, I'm going to reflect, and yeah, it's going to be a great year.
Relax.
Yeah, I'm going to relax. That's what I'm going to do.
And renew.
And renew. Yes, I like that. I like the renew. You're so good. Geesh. You should do this for a living. Okay, so we're talking about the common misconceptions. And what brought me here is with my new construction, quite honestly. And I thought for sure, I ended up Googling it because I was like, there has to be a blog or something out there where somebody Googled, questions to ask when purchasing new construction. And because people are asking me the same exact question over and over and over again. It's the same exact question.
Well, that's how I feel when I do open houses. So when I do open houses, the first time or the second time when I get asked the question, I'm like, oh, I just give the facts. And then the third time I feel like I get more expressive and I'm like, oh, it's more of like a story type of thing. And then once I say it, did I already tell? Because everyone I like open houses because I feel like they're easy because everyone generally does ask the same questions, so you know the answers already, and you become more like sort of expressive with giving that answer as well.
I think that's what. Right now we're working with some buyer clients that I met at an open house. And I think one of the things that they appreciated about me was I didn't wait for them to ask the question. I just, when people walk in, I'll say, oh, welcome, blah, blah, blah. Are you familiar with this town? And, tell them a little bit about the town. If they're not, tell them, and then just tell them everything about the house. So that's what I normally do. And they really liked that.
Good.
So I thought for sure one of the questions must be, when you're buying new construction, you should try to negotiate with your upgrades with the contractor, right? I mean, every single person that's been coming in has been asking that.
It must be on a list somewhere. Is that why?
That's what I'm looking. I'm re-going through a list right now. And that's everybody is asking that same question over and over and over again. Like, am I going to get discounts? Will the builder discount my upgrades and all this other stuff? And I was just like, why is this a common misconception? And I think we've talked about this in new construction shows, is that there is a huge misconception.
You don't have to leave her on there.
That the builders are definitely do like that. Oh, the builders are making a killing. And I don't think that anybody really understands, or, the average person doesn't understand how expensive it is to do new construction, to go through that process. They go through years and years of going through towns, going through permitting, getting roads in, going through, attorneys, and there's so much that is involved in doing that at the end of the day, I think that people think, oh, I'm going to buy this house for, what over, let's just use Cushing. A Whitman is $609, a Pembroke is $669, and the Hanson is $699 or $709 for a 3-bedroom. That they think that, at the end of the day, that the builder just takes that money, puts it in their pocket, and moves on to their next one, right? Yeah. If you ever go down there, it's interesting when you're walking around and you're seeing, crews, like 2 crews of painters, 2 crews of plumbers, 2 crews of electricians and framers, and wood being delivered, and the wire being dropped. There's so many moving pieces. And that's when you're just building the house, never mind getting to there. So now I think that a lot of people probably have heard you really can't negotiate with the base price. And I would say that that's probably true. So I just listed what my base prices are over there. And that is true. I mean, this is one thing that people don't understand is, okay, if somebody comes in and says, okay, it's not like a resale home. So if a resale home is on the market for $500,000 and they put in an offer for for 90, it's like $10,000. All right, well, that ultimately is $10,000 to, that the seller is conceding to, right? Well, if you do that with a development and there's 40 houses in that development, That's $400,000 if he gives everybody $10,000 off,
Yeah.
right? It just doesn't work. So, excuse me, the numbers, for the base price, definitely. And that's why I'm searching. Everybody has to search for me and tell me where this new blog is. Like, don't ask for a discount on the base price. Ask for a discount on, or something free. Everybody wants something free. Well, what are they going to throw in for me? Well,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Do you think it's because a lot of the buyers in both of your developments know each other? Do you think? And maybe that's why?
I have no idea. I just don't know. I don't know why it's every single person is asking us for.
If you've
something.
ever asked that question, please give us a call.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what? I would love to hear perspective on this. This is what I love about perspective. 781-837-4900. You can call the studio. Tim will get you through to us, or you can just text some stuff to him at that same number, 781-837-4900. Or Dee, she's like, it's hilarious. So, but I know she was talking about us and the other comments. But yeah, you can also go on to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all that. Feel free to ask us any questions there. And, I'm just sort of curious. So I just want to let everybody know that is 100% a misconception. The builder, and that's the other thing too. It's like, these are the upgrades and, like, oh, that's what you want to get me in here for. That's one of the things when I sit down with people and I sit with that design piece of it where we're putting all the pieces together for their house. When we're sitting down, we do the pre-selections, then we do the final selections when they're deciding to go forward. And I just put together their wish list of everything that they might want. And, there have been some comments through that process that they feel as if it's almost like, well, is anything included? And it's like, well, you can build a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home with what our basis, what the base price is. But, people have to understand that if we already went in there and had, double vanities everywhere, and if we had, and here's the thing is, think about it. We are already coming with, higher ceilings and a better grade of cabinets, and we have some pumps in all of our developments, whether they need it or not, 10 inches extra of, crushed stone underneath, a trench drain all around. Like, we already have we have like a passive radon system in there, like all these other things. We have a conduit that goes all the way to the roof in case you want to do solar next year. So like, there's a lot of things that they're thinking about that cost money, but nobody's really looking at those things.
Yeah. I think staying on with the price. So a common misconception on our list I have, the price you see is the price you pay. So you described the base prices and the cost of upgrades, but also there's such things as lot premiums, HOA fees, and much like a resale, there are other factors that you have to consider when purchasing a home. Because like I've said a million times on this show, after the closing table, like, it's all on you. And it's not just, oh, let me buy the house. It's, I have to maintain it too.
Yeah. And that's when I'm talking to people and we sit down, I am always very clear with them. Just so you know, I am not compensated on any of these upgrades. So anything that I discuss with you and I say, I think it's a really good idea, it's only because I think it's a good idea for resale. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. The house will still, it's still good resale. It's a new construction house, right? They're well built. The energy efficiency, the systems are really good, so that's why when I do say, well, I think it's a good idea, there are things that they'll say, trying to like knock up their budget. I'll say, well, maybe you don't need that and you can do it later,
Yeah.
So there are definitely things you can do. And that's one of the great things about new construction. I feel like the show is almost turned into that right now. But one of the great things about new construction is, okay, if we start a development, there's 40 units. There's 40 units with 40 different lots. You brought up a good point. The premium lot. Well, you can still not choose a premium lot and still have a good lot and have everything that you need without the additional, increase. Or is it one of those things where, well, I did get somebody texted me the other day and said, well, this is, because I asked her, I go, is there a blog out there? I need to know. Is your client seeing a blog? And she sent me something that a builder locally is offering money towards upgrades. And I was like, because they're they're increasing the price. We'd rather have the price here and your client decide what they want for upgrades rather than us increase the price and make them start at that number.
Yeah. Speaking of resale, when it comes to new construction, one of the misconceptions that I have on my list, new construction means no maintenance for years. And I think that that would be definitely a misconception. If you, even if you're planning to live there for a very long time or, you know, resale value, you still have to maintain all of these things. Like, just because they're new doesn't mean that you don't have to make sure that they're still in working order. Not everything is perfect, and sometimes there are things that are defective. So making sure that you are you okay?
Yeah, it just got hot in here. I think it's this turtleneck. This
Oh my
sweater
gosh,
is
we can crack the window. Making sure that, you know, you're maintaining all of your mechanicals so they do last their lifetime. And like I said, there are some instances where, you know, you get something that's defective, and that's just life, I feel like.
And we don't know. Like, you don't know. And that is one of the things when we do our final walkthrough in new construction, it's generally about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the reason for that is because it goes through the whole house and the whole process. And as we are going through there at the end, I do have a checklist for them. Like, you know, in my single family properties, you know, you are responsible to clean out your gutters, or we recommend, especially in new construction, for every month, you know, that you go down and you change out the filter in your heating system, because you want to make sure that in new construction, there's like a lot of construction dust and a lot of stuff that gets into the vents. So you want to make sure that you're doing that, and, you know, making sure you're changing out the batteries. In, even though they're all hardwired, changing out the batteries twice a year in your smoke detectors. Like, all the regular maintenance that you would do on a house. But the benefit of having new construction is the longevity. It's up to you how long those things are going to last by the maintenance that you put into it.
We do have a question from Tracy Grady, again, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she did the show with me last Saturday, and then she has a follow-up question to that show. Did you find out where hamsters live?
That was so funny, by the way. Yeah, I think they came from like Australia or something, or Africa or someplace. I looked it up. I did look it up because I was like, what
Somewhere.
an intriguing question that is. And I never thought about it.
She also says flashing. I'm assuming that she's talking about when it comes to new construction.
New construction, yeah. Is that a misconception, or
Oh,
just
I don't know.
something
She just said flashing, ... Oh, we have a caller.
Yes, we do. We have one of your big fans, Jay in Plymouth.
Hello, Jay.
Hi,
in
Jay in Plymouth.
Well, Merry Christmas, you all. How you
Merry
all doing?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Doing well. How are you?
Can you believe we're already at Christmas time?
I really,
know.
really cannot. Like, you know what? And I don't know if it's one of those things like the old, like I remember when I was younger and, you know, I would hear old people saying, oh, wow, the year just flew by. Those old people are now me.
Yeah, and me. They're in their 30s now.
And Jay.
Yeah.
We're that generation.
We
So
are.
I just, you know, I'm on my way to Quincy, going to an appointment. I'm listening to you guys. And all of a sudden in my head, I'm like, this is something people don't talk about. Now, when it comes to new construction, my opinion on it is, does anyone ever bring up with the builder what products they use? Because there's a lot of products out there. And I'm going to pick at siding. And I can't say, it's sort of like a cement siding. I'm going to call it that. I don't know.
Like a hardy board, like a hardy board type thing. Are you talking about exterior?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Now, for instance, without mentioning any names, my sister had built a house, and 2 years later, they all started cracking.
Oh.
And you get, and it could be from a number of things, but then when I looked into it, I realized that, you know, they've had an issue with the siding for a long time.
Yeah, so what year did your sister build? That's one of my first question.
This was probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, it should have, what I'm thinking about should have been passed by that time. But I know that there was a brand that had a recall because it was defective. Yeah, but that is a good point. Like if she had looked that up, she would have been able to ask, you know, if she had said, what do you use for the exterior? But it should have been in the general specifications. But if they had asked, like, what is this? You know, and that, you know what, Jay, you're bringing up actually a really valid point, too, is that looking at some of these products do really well in Florida.
Yeah.
Right? Because as you're talking, I was
Yeah.
like, why would it crack? Well, water probably got up underneath. And then when water gets up underneath something, then when it gets cold here, it freezes. Well, when water expands into ice, it expands. So
Yeah.
it probably cracked it. But go ahead, Jay. Keep talking.
That product might work good somewhere else, but might not work good in New England.
Yeah.
And that's it's just a thought of mine that maybe people should start, like, you know, you can do it in a diplomatic way. Hey, what product are you using? And, you know, look into it, especially those big expenses. Siding is a big expense. Roof shingles. You know, shingles on your house, especially in New England, where we have these big, you know, weather's not getting, it's getting less kind to us as we also older. But it's just something to think about.
Jay, let me ask you, what was the resolve to that? Because if something like that was cracking, there could have been a couple different things. So one, it could have been the product itself, and it could have been defective, and sometimes that happens. There is a development around here locally that I was the original listing agent on, and then I've recently done a few resales in there, and I think their front doors are defective. Like, I think that there's something that from the very beginning of manufacturing that there is an issue with those doors. And like, I'm wondering what was the resolve there, because, or was it installation? Because I've also seen that. So the situation I saw was several years ago, and it ended up being an installation process, a problem. It wasn't installed properly. Then there was a fight with the HOA, the installer, and the manufacturer.
And that's why I think, well, to answer your first question, it's still not resolved. But the particular product had a class action lawsuit, which somehow was not approved, if I'm going to put it that way. But that's why I think you need to know who the players are. You need to know all the information when it comes down to subcontractors and all that, because if something arises later on, you need to have this information. So then it's not this person, no, it's the installer, no, it's the product. You know, it's just to save you a little hassle maybe later on. All the players, if that makes sense to you. Because, you know, at the end of the day, anything can fail. You know, it's anything. I mean, you buy a car, it can turn into a lemon. It's just stuff like that. I don't think the average person thinks until the ball drops and you're like, I'm screwed.
Yeah, like look at Boeing. I mean, gosh, they clearly didn't think someone was going to forget to put a screw in a door.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jay, I think that Jay thinks I'm funny.
Well, we're all human.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and it's just moving on from that. So it's just a thought. It's just a thought I had, and it's just like maybe someone will think about it and go, "Oh, I do want to know all that information." And will I have a choice if I don't like this product because I did some background on it? And this product doesn't seem like a good product. Can I switch? Can we try something else, you know?
Yeah. I bet, like Sharon said, a lot of it is laid out in the specifications, you know, the brand and type for the construction.
Windows,
But, well, I was just going to say, so windows. So when I was doing open houses at previous developments for Sharon and Mary, a lot of the times I could sort of tell who was in construction because they were asking those questions. It, like you said, it wasn't the, you know, average person. It was somebody who was in the industry and wanted to know those things and knew to ask the question. So a lot of the times I got asked about the windows and the siding and, even the roof and, you know, just a lot of things. And a lot of the times, you know, they would ask things about like the flooring and stuff. And those are things that are picked out by the buyer. So it would be, you know, whatever it is that they pick out.
Yeah, the tile sometimes comes in defective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes like, I'm going to give you a real live example of that. And I love, Jay, that you said, like, we're human and things happen. I want to let you know the builders and the contractors. I work for Stonebridge Homes out of Easton, and I'm telling you, they, along with every other builder and contractor I've ever worked for, they don't want those things to happen either. Because guess what? Every time they have to go back to repair something, it costs them money. So like
Exactly.
they just want forward momentum, not backwards momentum. So they don't want it to happen either. But I think that was a good point what you were just saying, Mel. And then I forgot what I was just going to say about. Oh, I had a real live situation. So no, we have a unit. It's going to be closing actually December 23rd, and the cabinets came in and they did sweet tea, which is one of my favorites, and they did that in their island, and then they did a different exterior on the perimeter, different color. And when they went and they were just sort of looking, everybody's excited about new construction. There was something clearly wrong with the application of the stain. So you have a choice of stain, which is coming back, or painted cabinets. And it looked like it's almost like if you, Jay, you may or may not know this, but Mel, I know you do for sure. If you went to get your nails done and just pick a certain color and you're like, I think it needs another coat.
Yeah, streaky.
Yeah, I think it needs another coat.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was probably something that happened in, the manufacturer.
Production.
Yeah, production. Exactly. Thank you for that word. And what my foreman over there thinks is that it was probably put in the box before it was 100% dry. And then when it shifts and moves in, getting it in transportation, that something didn't come out. None of us want that, so as soon as it was brought to our attention, now we got the cabinet people out there. The cabinet people are going to take care of it. Here is our resolution. Are you happy with that resolution? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So
but it happens.
I just think be on your toes, because it's a big thing in your life when you're buying a house. And you want to try to diminish any problems in the future, but we live in a world that anything can happen.
Absolutely.
So you just put your thought process, and you really just don't want to, how can I say it? You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to make sure that who you're dealing with has a good reputation. And again, one person could have a bad experience, and then they're spreading it to 10 people. When in reality, it wasn't like, I'll use a builder as an example. It's not their fault. Like with the cat situation. It was hot, they fixed it, and move on.
Yep.
But at the same time, be vigilant about what you're doing. Just don't sit back and let people do your work for you. Be involved. Be involved.
Oh God, I want that recorded. That's how I just want to
Be
end
involved.
it. Be involved, because as you're speaking, one of the things I'm writing down is buyer's agent, and I think that that's another misconception, that if you go directly to the listing agent, that you're going to get a discount. And honestly, people, I'm saying it loud. Okay, don't base everything on getting a discount. If I don't use a buyer's agent, especially with all the NAR settlement and everything, then I don't have to pay. Am I going to get that percentage that the buyer's agent was going to get? I want that money back. I always want a discount. Well, you know what? Trying to do that and skip that step could potentially cost you a whole lot more. It could cost you a whole lot more. And that is dangerous. And with new construction, based on everything that we are going through with NAR, this is one of the nice things right now is when you are a buyer's agent, you're not fighting as much, like, I hate to say fighting, but you're not negotiating with the seller to try to pay your compensation now, right? That's with resales. But with new construction, my contractor is telling everybody that, hey, we are willing to pay this percentage in order, and I can say it because they're on the market, 2% is what they're paying people to bring to their properties, right? So that's what they're offering. And I just had an agent yesterday that sent me an email. He goes, I know that this is awkward and this is where we are now, but is the developer compensating? And he's only asking because he needs to know. He's not going to work for 6 months for free. Is he going to compensate me, or do I have to get this money from the buyer directly? Don't think that you don't need a buyer's agent in new construction. I'm telling you right now, yes, as the listing agent, I know a lot about those properties. I know a lot of the ins and outs. Am I happy to help you through that process? I most certainly am. But I represent the seller. At the end of the day, that's who I work for.
Mm-hmm.
I do not work for you. And for you to think that if you come directly to me, that you're going to get a percentage back, I am letting you know it does not work that way. I am not making any more.
No one should work for free
Yeah.
unless you're volunteering. Unless you're a volunteer, and everyone has their bills to pay.
Yep.
Everyone has responsibilities, and no one should think that someone should be not compensated for their time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wish that there were more people like you in the world.
Well, listen, I'm a bargain shopper,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna. And it's kind of funny if you look at Marketplace on Facebook. People are always wanting a deal. Okay, I get it. It's secondhand, but so you could reverse that and go, okay, well, I want to sell this for $50. I want $50 for this product. So I'm gonna put it up on Facebook for $75. So then they're gonna say, oh, will you take $50? I'm like, yes. So it's kind of a psychological thing, but in the same sense, if you're looking for a bargain, it shouldn't be on top of the working person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's exactly sort of your marketplace situation is that's exactly what ends up happening in new construction is they put the price up. And P.S., that's how real estate, I mean, remember, I've been doing this for 22 years, right? That's how it used to be. And then things shifted, but it used to be, let's put the house on the market for this amount and let somebody throw me an offer. Right. So that was the mindset because everybody had, and maybe we're going back to that where people just need to have that mindset that they're getting something. But then it sort of switched. It was like, no, this is what the price is. And if you're overpriced, everybody's going to know it. And they're not going to give you an offer at all because they think you're unrealistic. Right. So like if you can't afford going into Louis Vuitton, you don't go there. You go across the hall and you go to Michael Kors. Right. Is that what it is? Michael Kors. Yeah. So. Yeah, some really good points, Jay. Thank you as always.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the time and enjoy your holidays. And we'll be talking again.
All
Yeah,
right,
drive
perfect.
safe.
Have
a great day.
Yeah, drive safely and make sure you stay until the end because Tim came up for a jingle with us for us this morning. So I don't know if you heard any of that.
We're
Can't wait
singing.
to hear it.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Have a great day.
So your next show is going to be on American Idol. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
We're coming back for season 100.
Yeah, I'm going on The Voice. I don't want them to know how old I am.
Okay, well, thank you.
Bye,
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks so much. He always brings
bye.
up some really
Yeah.
valid points. So,
Well, I was just thinking, so you were saying about buyer's agent with new construction and everything, and it just brought me back to the other day when we had a closing as listing agents and the buyer's agent was just going to allow their buyers it was going to give the code and they were just going to go because he had something else to do. And I was like, what? Going to give the code to do their final walkthrough and then they were going to take the keys to the closing. And I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, see, that's one of the things that I'm definitely going to be on top of. And I've been talking to Kristen Howlett, who is one of our full-time agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And she used to do a lot of the Tuesday shows with you. And we gave that Tuesday show up just for time reasons. And I think that we should. I think maybe 2025 is just about like keeping it real. Like here's the real deal, you guys. And whether you like it or not, we're just going to say how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you don't give somebody the code to a house when you're responsible. Well, maybe you should get rid of your full-time job. Maybe that's what you should do.
Well, my point of bringing that up is representation. So I said, okay, well, I will, like, if you really can't get anybody to cover you, then I will go and, because I was thinking of the seller. Like, at that point, they still own the house. And now you're giving somebody who is going to be purchasing it, but not yet, access to the home, take the keys with them. It's just not like that's not something that we do. And you said, no, they need to have representation themselves and you don't represent the buyer. So I said, all right, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to figure it out because at the end of the day, you're getting a check.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so you need to figure out how you're going to get to your final walkthrough.
That's the other big misconception with new construction. And I am very, very clear with people because somebody tried doing it to me again recently. They're like, oh, I'll let you talk to my buyer so you can, schedule a time for that 4-hour meeting, which is supposed to be 2 hours for selections. I'll let you set it up with them directly. And I was like, oh, no, here's my bookings page. These are the times I'm available for that appointment. and you have to attend every single appointment. If you want to go to the open house without your buyer's agent, that is perfectly fine. From that point forward, though, if you have a buyer's agent, every single question, phone call, everything has to go through that person, because that's just the way that it works.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the way that it works.
And we only have 4 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know if Tim has finished the jingle, but
Have
we're
you
gonna
finished the jingle?
close on that. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
We're gonna close on him singing rather than.
Oh, I stopped. I was happy with the one verse I did. I have
That
not
was
added
it. That
to
was a one-hit wonder.
No. That's. But I just want you to. I want you to sing it without us talking over you. So when we leave,
Yeah.
that's what I want you to do.
That's our outro.
Outro.
Oh, so no Mr. Rogers today.
No,
it's
Mr.
gonna-
Rogers. It's
Oh,
all
okay.
you,
It's gonna
Tim.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Fred. Next week.
Yeah. So we only have a few minutes left, and I'm sure that people are out there. They're finishing up their holiday shopping. We will be having open houses at all of our developments today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to Cushing Trails, which is in Hanson, and we're going to be going up on those prices pretty soon, as it happens in new construction. So just keep that in mind, and we're going to do sort of an event come the new year, and I'm going to be putting that together soon. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be planning that out. New year, new construction. So just make sure that you're ready for that, and we're going to try to come up with some good things for it. But if you want to go to an open house today, you can go to Cushing Trails, which is whatchamacallit, the directions to get there. I think you can now use 10 Howland Trail. If you look up Howland Trail, you'll be able to get there. In Hanson, it is not Howland Place, just so you know. In Hanover, it is Howland Trail or Hayford Trail. Or that's today and tomorrow, 10 to 12. Or you can go to Cochise Estates, where we have, I believe, one lot left. And we have some duplexes over there as well. So we have plenty of those available. And that is open house today and tomorrow. Kristen Howlett is over there. And that's going to be from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
10 to 2. And then I think Susan Bollinger is over in Hanson for me today. And Faith Birmingham is going to be there tomorrow. Obviously, all full-time agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And they're sort of become my A-team to help me with these developments, because I've been so busy. I have a lot of P&Ss to get together today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be a busy girl.
I am.
Busy girl. So, next week we're going to be saying our jingle over and over and over again, and also recapping the year. Although you won't be a part of it, so who am I going to talk to? I have to find someone to talk to next Saturday.
Yeah, I can tune in maybe.
But Tim, why don't you take it away with your
Okay.
jingle?
All right. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy New Year,
Christmas.
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. Thank you. Here we go. All right. Dashing to the shower, not slipping on the floor, shampooing my hair. Please close the door. How much time is left? Honey, start the car. I have to go and be a radio star. Talk real estate every Saturday. Tune in to listen, and hey, you don't have to pay. Talk real estate every Saturday. Tune in to listen, and you don't have to pay.
Woo!
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everyone.
That was so great, Tim. I'm sending you a hug. I
Oh,
love
thank you. A
buddy.
hug back
Love
to you too,
more.
ladies.
Love
Yes.
you more. Have a great day, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for listening.